I hope you all are having a great week. Okay, and today is a very happy day for me. Why? Because I'm releasing Easy Grass Generator version 3. Okay, this changed everything. Basically, it's a big step out of the previous workflow. The basic workflow is maintained, but it's been added new things on top of it, and especially one thing that it's gonna change pretty much how you start using it, right? Let's go straight to it, and I will show you how it is now. So let's first show EasyGrass version 2, how it used to work. Okay, let's say that I have a landscape here, right? And I want to add grass to this landscape, right? So what I would do previously was bringing my grass generator to my scene, okay? And select this guy, select this one, attach them, right? And again, and then go to your edit mode, select this, delete, voila. So that's my grass generator is applied here on my landscape. Okay, and that is how the grass generator version 2 was set up. Okay, that is what was happening before. Okay, so now let's copy this same landscape here, right? And let's remove this version 2, and now let's show you how to use EasyGrass version 3. Okay, so now you're not using your asset browser anymore. What you do now is that you're going to be install EasyGrass Generation version 3 as an add-on. Okay, so you go here and install from your disk, select your zip file, and then after you install, you have to choose a location here where your main grass file will be stored. Okay, so every time you need to use this add-on, it will refer to that scene. But that's not a problem at all. You can take that file and take anywhere to any computer that doesn't have that path, and the EasyGrass is still gonna work because the assets will be stored in your scene, even though they are not here in the layer, which will make your scene even cleaner. It will be here in your Blender file. Okay, so what happened is now you select your mesh, and then you go to your end tab. You will find, after you install your add-on, you will find it here, EasyGrass version 3. You just apply, and your grass is immediately applied to this guy. Okay, so that's much easier, right? But that's not the only change. So this EasyGrass, you can see that now you have this panel, control, something that you don't have here. You have now here color control. Okay, other thing is that there are lots of bug fixes that is being addressed for these ones. Were very annoying, and you can read about that. I'm gonna go to the spotlights for this version, right? So here in general settings, if you go here to general settings, you have wireless and you have surface removal. Now you have also animation, right? And if you go to optimization, you have proxy, view optimization, and camera cooling. Now in this version you have proxy, quick preview, view optimization, and camera cooling. What is the reason for this quick preview. Okay, the reason, let's explain, right? This is a small scene, right? But let's say that you have a huge landscape like this, right? And your grass is scattered all over the landscape. You can use your view optimization, right? But this doesn't show you, it shows you how the texture is, but it doesn't show you how the grass really look like, okay? And it's, imagine that you have a huge landscape, a condominium, for example. And I've been through this problem before, and you have a bunch of grass everywhere, and it's the same system. But you want to configure the grass and in an easier way, right? That's why I had created this quick preview. When you press quick preview, what happened is, let's remove this guy here. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, let's see. We have this grass here. Okay, let's turn it back to proxy. Right? Let's hide this one for now. And then you need to set up your grass quickly. Okay, but then you have, the only way you would do this is like maybe bringing this camera cooling to maybe 10 or something like this, right? And try to adjust this guy here to maybe something like this, and then you have a small portion of your grass, and then you turn your proxy off, your preview optimization off, right? And then you will have some grass showing on, but you see how slow it is. Like you can work like that. That's how we have been working previously. But now let's bring it back. Let's remove the camera cooling. You don't even need to apply the camera cooling now, because you have this option, quick preview. When you turn it on, your quick preview, this brings your entire grass to this small box and bring this guy, which is main side guys. So you can see and measure the size of the grass here right away and see how it will look like. Okay, and also that's not just important for that. You see your clumps, you see everything is working well here, and as soon as you have okay with that, right? Let's say that you have a proxy. As soon as you have okay with that, that's the grass, how it look like. And then you turn it off, your quick preview, you go back to your scene. And if you render this now, the grass, it's gonna show up in the render like how it should be, okay? Let's just render this guy out to see, to show you that it's gonna render everything as it should be, okay? Even if you see a proxy on your viewport as it was before, it will render just as you set it up in your quick preview, right? It takes some time because there is no camera cooling applied and the grass is taking all that big part of the geometry, right? But you see that it's gonna render uh, the grass as the grass should be. Okay, you can see here all the grass is there. Okay, turn it off the render. But that's the easier way for you to set up your grass, okay, in your scene without need to go to camera cooling and do all the settings. Like you quickly go here, quick preview, bam. You see right away your grass how it looks. And also the good part of it is that now we have this setting, on animation. So if you turn it on your animation, let's bring the clubs so we can see more. If you have your grass like huge on your scene, you will never be able how to see how the animation behaves. Okay, but here no. In here you can see the animation going on almost in real time, and then you can set up your animation. Here you can set up the intensity of your animation, right? The pattern of your animation, and let's bring the wildness more intense, right? Let's maybe remove the clubs. So we see the waves, how the waves goes, right? And we can set up this here, okay? We can set up the pattern of your waves, okay? The distortion of your waves, right? Let me bring the wildness even up so we can see, right? More how the grass is animated. Uh, I may have the cavity, turn it on and off, and I may have here, where else, outline, okay? So here we go. We can set up the animation, the intensity, right? And this will affect the tall grass and the sage as well, okay? So that's a good way to see the animation using quick preview, right? Turning off your animation and your grass is here, right? And yeah, so surface removal now is working in the proxy mode as well. Before you couldn't see in the proxy mode, now it's working. I've been working on that as well. And so we saw the animation, you have all the parameters here. We saw the quick preview, right? And another thing very nice is this. And this is thanks to this guy called, I forgot his name, but he just got the Easy Grass on blended market, and he figured that he want to make camp like a field like a soccer field, right? But he has to go to the grass material here and change the material and yada yada like the previous settings. But now in this version you also have this option here. You still have your grass that you can control, right? Your UVW here and the material here. But to change the look of your grass, now you don't need to go precisely to the texture of your grass. You may go there if you want, but you can do a lot just using these guys, okay? So basically, this use the tonality for the grass one, and this is the color of the tonality of the grass one, and the intensity of how the tonality will be applied, okay? And you have the same for grass one, grass two, clumps, sage, and tall grass. So basically you can create lots of environments just tweaking with the colors here, right? So for example, I can increase the tonality and you can see right away that the grass is becoming more uniform, okay? So if I change my color here to something like this, it's becoming like more like a soccer field, let's say, like very green grass, right? And I can adjust a little bit, right? Something like this. And you can change it. You may want to have a dry grass or something like that. You can have it here, okay? And you can change the tonality of your grass, brightness, lowness, and bring how this tonality will be applied, Okay, that's very important. That's easy to use, and that's gonna bring lots of variety. Just for the sake for you to see how the variety can be applied. You see, you can go to your clumps, and then you can bring your clumps, the tonality up to your clumps, right? Something like this. So it becomes like a more like a dry feel, right? Bringing your grass a little bit down, and then you can use your second grass intensity. You can start to play around with the intensity of your second grass to bring some grass to your system, something like this, right? And you can also tweak the tonality of your secondary grass, so you can go crazy to something like this. And you see, you can do any kind of specs and any kind of tweaks here to your grass to make it looks cool, you know. So yeah, you have this field, crazy field with this tonality, right? And you can also have the same for the tall grass and for the sage, okay? And as soon as you are happy with these visuals here, you can just go, man, optimization and remove the quick preview. It's gonna bring back the proxy, right? And now, if you wanna render that again, let's bring it back the camera cooling. Now it's camera cooling, and let's render this. And that's the visual that you have. It's very flat because the colors I chose it wasn't great at all, but it's it can be really cool. Let's slow down the sun and the shadows for it, and maybe rotate it a little bit, something like this. Let's render this out. Because every time you have your light casting right in front of your camera towards your system, it's never a good thing, right? And that's, you see, that's the visual you have for your grass. We can reduce the amount of clumps. It's a bit too much for sure. And let's go back to our quick review. Check it out. Go to clumps, reduce the amount of clumps, maybe just a little bit of a clumps, right? Something like this. And maybe in the color of your clumps, you can maybe bring them down to something like this. And you may go to your grass one color, okay, and change the tonality back to what it was before. Now you will have a totally different grass, right? And hit render and see how it will look like. Oh, the grass is not being casted all over the place because of the camera cooling. It's just 20. Let's bring it back to the default 500, right? And then let's render this guy out and see how it will look like. And now don't forget, you can have this all animated, right? Here we go. Here we go. That's a grass, right? And yeah, my friends, that's it. That's how Easy Grass has changed, and I hope you guys like it. I hope that's been useful for you. Uh, Easy Grass will be available now under the new Super Hive edition, and I'm not sure if I would be putting that into an update or Easy Grass of Easy Grass or an update with a discount for people that has the previous grass, because this one has changed a lot. I have to dig into coding and make this an add-on, right? I may release this as an update without the add-on, and I would add an add-on for apply the grass as a new product, right? But if you are not interested in getting this grass by Blender Market or Gumroad, I'm also releasing this month, this week actually, my Patreon. The link will be below, and the Easy Grass generator. This version will be the first product there, right? And the only thing is it's $10 a month, right? And you can grab the product for you, and also everything that I would be releasing that every month, right? I have lots of things. All my products will be gradually translated that into Patreon as well, because I feel that I need how can I say, I need an easier way to put everything that I create in a place that it's easy for you all to get it, and also you help me monthly to having some income to keep in developing those tools. Okay, and I feel it's a good deal. I have lots of things to deliver that. I have thousands of thousands of models, especially vegetation animated, dogs. I have lots of things that I would be putting there for the members, okay, of my Patreon. So if you are interested on my Patreon, just check it out in the link below. And if you see that makes sense for you, just help me to keep going on those tools and helping to make our work life as an artist easier and more pleasant to deal with. Okay, I hope you guys like this. Uh, Check it out the links and hit thumbs up. If you don't like, thumbs down. That's fine. And yeah, I'll see you soon next time. Bye.